Hello everyone, welcome back to my data analysis series. In previous video, we explored raw data and discussed key requirements which needs to be answered. In today's video, we are moving to an actual analysis stage. So let's begin our analysis with Excel. In the previous video, we had identified the key business requirements which need to be answered. So these are the key business requirements which we had identified in part 1 of our video. So rather than looking at hundred of rows and multiple of columns, which anyway is not going to give us any of our answers, we will be using pivot table, which will summarize our data, and we can see the pattern in the data which help us in answering the questions. So we will be using now the pivot table, and before that we need to make sure that we are working in a complete data set. Our data set is complete and the columns are organized properly. So let's begin. We'll click at any of the cell here. Keyboard shortcut as well as insert button both helps us in creating the pivot table. So obviously keyboard shortcut is always the fastest way, and the keyboard shortcut is we need to press Alt, N for insert, V for pivot table, and here. So existing sheet, I want a new worksheet for the analysis. Okay, and we got our new worksheet here where pivot table will be calculated. So we will start answering questions with one of the simplest question of finding the total sales and the profit. So we will find here the total sales and the profit. We'll go to sheet 2 for the analyzing. We have to find here the sales. So total sales we will be finding out. Sales we have to drag it down to the values here and leave it. So sum of sales is this amount, which is telling the total amount of sales done. And next is finding out the total amount of profit. So for that, again we have to go to the raw data, click it here, Alt NVT, and here we are using another pivot table, existing sheet, but where we want to do it. For selecting this where we want to do it, we need to move to that sheet, and in the column if you want to choose, we have to select it here and then OK. This pivot table is the cache form of the pivot table is there, and as we had done it in the sales, we will move here the profit to the value section, and the sum of profit has come. So this is telling the total amount of sales done and the total profits done, but this is not telling me where this sales and the profit is coming from. The performance is coming from where? We need to break it down, and that is what data analysis thinking is. So we have to break it. We need to find out the performance of the sales and the profit from where it is coming. So for this, we will be answering the next question of analyzing the sales by region, which will tell us which region has performed how much of sales. So again here we will be using pivot table for the pivot for summarizing the data for my analysis. I will go similarly. This is the raw data. So here we have to click here any of the cells, insert pivot table, and we have to choose here where we want to get that sales by region. If I want to get it here in this column and row, So this I have a table range is selected wrongly. Client, no, raw data, and then this raw data I have to select. Okay. And next I have to go to the new worksheet. No, existing worksheet I am working on. So I have to give, for this, give a proper location where I want to create a table. Okay. I need to give it a proper location. I think I've given. Then what is the problem here? We need to choose. I will choose it again here. This, no, see, Control Z, both it changed. Raw data, okay. Existing sheet, need to go to sheet 2. See where it is changing. It is changing in the table range, which is wrong. This will be the raw data, because this is the raw data from where we will be creating the pivot table. The data will be selected from this raw data. So I have to keep it unchanged, and then I have to move here. I'm not going to create a new worksheet, by the way. Existing worksheet. Yes. And the proper location here, and okay. The command request. What is this? Cancel. We'll do it again, no problem. Insert pivot table, and this is the raw data part. This is done. Existing worksheet I will go to, and here I will choose the location. Location will be obviously the sheet 2, and I can choose anything. And let's see. We have created the third pivot table, but this time we have to show cells by reason. So cells will come. Cells, where is the cells column? Cells by reason. So where is the reason column? Reason is here. So reason, we will drag it to the row. It means in the row part 4, 5, 6, 7, it has organized in the row part. Sales, how much sales these regions have done, and we will leave it here, which will tell us the total amount of sales done by the region. So east region have done this much of sales, north region, south region, and west region. Another important thing is we will sort this to find out which region has done the highest amount of sales. We'll right click it here, sort. Remember, we can sort it smallest to largest or from largest to smallest. I will select here largest to smallest. So north region is the one which has performed well, and the in total sales here, the north region contribution is more. So next, sales analysis. So by seeing this raw data, what we were knowing? Nothing. But this analysis part, we can identify, but just by looking at the numbers, we can tell the total amount of sales, or we can compare between the regions. Next will be, and we will be analyzing profit by region. Which region has performed the highest number of profits? So the sales is greater doesn't mean that the profit of that region is highest. So for analyzing that, we will bring the profit part as well. So I am not going to make the another pivot table. We can drag this, sorry, if by mistake product, if I have dragged and don't want to keep in any of the 4 columns, then we can drag it and leave it like this. Select the profit and put it in the value. Now we can see that profit is sorted as well, and north being the highest profit. North region has earned the highest profit. So by looking at this table, we can say that yes, no, this is not sorted it. So reason why sales and the profit is telling, and by looking overall, we can say north region is the one which has performed the highest sales and the highest profit. Next is analyzing the sales by category. So which category of product is generating the highest sales? Category of products. So for this as well, we will be using pivot table and using the keyboard shortcut Alt N V T. We'll go to, first we will select here new existing worksheet, sheet 2. I will choose here and OK. Sales by category. So you tell me where the category will go. I'll make it in the row field, because in the row category, adjacent to that, the total amount of cells we will put for our easy analysis. Cells, and this is the accessories, this much of cells. So here electronics is the one who is leading the cells. We can sort this as well. Short and largest to smallest. We can use any of these, smallest to largest or largest to smallest. Smallest, like very less cells, means we need some business improvements here in this category. We need to focus on this category. Electronics being the highest, it means we have to retain these sales, and instead we have to retain as well as we have to increase as well. Next is analyzing the sales by product. So for this, again raw data, Alt NVT, will come here, existing sheet, choose our location where we want this sales by product. I will choose here and OK. So you tell me where the product will come, which of the following these 4 parts, row in row product will go. Sales amount is here, which will go always in the value section. So these are the products which has come here. The total amount of sales we can find out. So we are now moving one level deeper here from category to product. And I am keeping the pivot table organized separately from the raw data here. This is making my workbook easier to maintain and also keep the original dataset untouched. So in today's video, we have learned to analyze the data by using pivot table. We have calculated the total amount of sales done, total amount of profit done, total amount of sales done by region, and profit by region. Similarly, for category wise, we have identified the total amount of sales, and product wise, we have told the total amount of sales. So we started here with the raw data, and we have summarized and seen the pattern here. So by looking at this summary, we can tell that which category is performing better, which region is performing better. And that is all in today's video. In next video, we will answer to the next questions like the highest performing salesperson, which which month is generating the highest profit, and next we'll be moving to the dashboard. And that is all about today's session. Thank you for watching, and follow Excel with Priyanka for next part of this sales analysis project.